Hey, how's it going guys? It's Nate here. And 6 years after Skyrim's release, its modding scene's train doesn't look like it has any brakes. Today I'd like to show off a pretty massive upcoming mod for the game, called Lordbound. I briefly went over this mod in my top 5 upcoming mods for Skyrim in 2018 video. However, recently the team released a new trailer, and the project is certainly big enough to warrant its own full video. So here that is. Lordbound is a DLC-sized mod that's been in development since 2014. It's gonna send players to the Drudak Valley, a mountainous region between Skyrim, High Rock, and Hammerfell. The mod itself will feature a playable area about 1.5 times that of Solstheim, not including dungeons, so there will be quite a bit of room for exploration. The objective of Lordbound and subject of its main quest is to highlight a power struggle that occurs between 3 primary factions in the area. The Empire, which seeks to gain greater control of the region and exploit it for its rather valuable resources and strategic trading position. A coalition of tribal orcs who have lived in the valley for quite some time, largely considering it their homeland, and would rather not be bothered by the Empire, and are therefore resisting imperial encroachment. And the final faction you can enlist with is led by a local Breton lord of a city known as Highreach. He sees a bit of an opportunity to expand his own kingdom's power amidst this conflict. The Dragonborn will have the opportunity to serve whichever of these 3 factions they so prefer. And considering you are part dragon, you'll have a pretty major impact on the direction of this entire confrontation. The real inspiration for Lordbound comes from its developers originally feeling like orcs were being underrepresented in previous Elder Scrolls games. In Skyrim, there's only a handful of orcish settlements, and the modders never really felt like their story was truly complete. So they built their mod in a region where orcs actually host a pretty predominant culture, and included them as a primary faction as well, to show them a bit of love. Characters who do happen to be orcs themselves might find Lordbound and their brethren in the Drudak Valley to be quite welcoming. Additionally, Lordbound comes with a plethora of side quests. However, the mod team has made a point of trying to ensure all of their side quests, at least in some way, have a noticeable impact on the world around you, and in some cases, a connection to the main quest line. One of the biggest criticisms the Lordbound team had of Skyrim was that too many of the game's side quests, and arguably even main quests as well, were ultimately just filler content. Fetch quests that resulted in little more than an NPC patting you on the back and saying, "Good job," with what you did never really being acknowledged again. The modders behind the project are trying to avoid that unfortunate pattern as much as possible, and ensure that everything, or at least the overwhelming majority of what you do, does have some measurable impact on the world around you and how it progresses in the future. For instance, say there's a side quest in which the player wins the favor of a tribe of bandits. Perhaps those bandits will ultimately come to assist the Dragonborn at some point later on in the main quest line. Altogether, the developers expect Lordbound to add at least 30 additional hours worth of content, and that's what their most conservative estimates are suggesting as well. Dungeons alone, should you be able to find them all, there's quite a bit, should take a grand total of 10 hours to complete, according to their playtesters. Dungeons are in fact a huge focal point of this project. The Drudak Valley is known to be the host of various Dwemer ruins, and considering its geographical location, there's plenty of natural holes and caves in the ground worth exploring. Nearly all of the dungeons, as well as the rest of the world, will be explorable right from the get-go of this mod, regardless of where the player is in the main quest line. That said, the modders both expect and hope players will quickly get sucked away into the world. Overall, Lordbound promises an experience that reflects what we've come to expect out of Bethesda DLC, or in this case, an increasingly ambitious and talented modding scene that Skyrim has developed over the past 6 years. With mods like this one, an Endrial expansion, more Beyond Skyrim releases, Apotheosis, and so many other planned big projects releasing in 2018, it looks like this year is going to be one of the strongest we've ever seen. Originally, Lordbound was scheduled for a Q4 of 2017 release. However, as the team approached that period, they decided it would be best to push the mod back for a 2018 release date, as they still had a little more ways to go and didn't really feel like rushing anything. This gives their crew a bit more time to polish things out and create a project they can truly be proud of. If you're interested in learning more about the mod, or potentially joining up with their team, which currently sits at about 20 members, there will be links in the description down below to the project's ModDB page, Facebook, Twitter, as well as its Discord, where you can interact more. Lordbound will be releasing sometime in 2018 on both Skyrim Special Edition and Skyrim Legendary Edition, though it will be coming out first on Legendary. The team is also considering a release and looking into one on the Xbox One, however, they're not entirely sure if they'll be able to port it. They don't want to promise anything that isn't achievable just yet. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. What do you think of this project? Which side do you expect to take? Leave a comment down below. As always, like ratings are very much appreciated, and hope to catch you all in my next video. Peace out, everyone.